Hi guys, so I thought I was done ranting about dating, but I'm not. So I'm back with another little mini vlog for you, but this time I kind of wanted to give more words of encouragement, I guess, than just talking about how much I hate dating. So, like I said before, the reason I even got back into it is just to see what's out there now, try to form relationships with other people. And one of the things that kind of stopped me, I guess, from wanting to start dating again was the idea that the perfect person would just kind of come along when you least expect it. And that's not always true. Sometimes we have to play a little bit of a part in our own fate. So, for those of you who are getting back out there, like myself, I think one of the most crucial things to kind of remember about this whole dating process is that before you decide to go out and date anybody, you're going to need to make sure that you yourself are in the very best place. So that means if you have just broken up with somebody, you're going to need to make sure that you're completely over that person. If you've been off the dating scene for a while, or if you just started back, or if you've been in this for like years, you're going to need to make sure that you yourself are in the best position to be able to be with somebody else. There is no point in trying to be one whole with somebody else when you yourself is not whole. Last night I attended a really good Bible study kind of about that whole thing and, being healthy on your own before linking up with somebody else. It was really good. Got a lot from it. So make sure that you're able to even take whoever may come along. Because if you're not in that space, there's a good possibility that you could be the one to mess this up for yourself. So once you've kind of been in that position where you spend time with yourself, you're feeling good, you just kind of want to get back out on the scene, then go ahead and do that. There's no problem in doing that whatsoever. I think it's healthy, like extremely healthy, to monitor how you are with someone else. I think there's something to be said about how you are individually versus how you are as a couple. Because no matter how opinionated and headstrong and take no shit I think I am, I know that when it comes to being with a partner, a lot of that is subject to change. And on this particular journey, I'm really figuring out at what point in a relationship do my boundaries start getting fuzzy. When do my hard nose start becoming softer? What does someone have to say to me to make me kind of fudge on my feelings or my beliefs? How accommodating am I to somebody else at my own expense? Just things like that. Those are the kind of things you can't really figure out on your own. Yes, there's a lot of self-work to be done. There's a lot of introspection. But there's some things that you really don't realize within yourself until you're with another person. And that's where I think a healthy dating life comes in. And I'm not saying just use people as guinea pigs and lab rats, but you've got to experiment with this thing a little bit. You've got to see at what point in a relationship do you give too much of yourself over to somebody else? When is it that you release your power? And I'm not saying that, you shouldn't compromise with your partner, you shouldn't talk things out, you shouldn't, there has to be a balance of power there. But just learning those things about yourself and seeing how you are in a relationship is super important. Because that way you're going to figure out, like, okay, I notice that I do this when I'm in a relationship and I don't really like that, and this kind of goes against my own personal feelings, but I keep doing this over and over again. And that's kind of the only way that you're going to be able to solve that type of issue, is if you peep it and you fix it. If the other person is actually good for you, they'll be fine with you setting that boundary and it won't be an issue. But if a person is, pressing you about your boundaries or making you feel a certain way or saying you're acting brand new, then that's not the person for you. But those are just the type of things that you have to figure out with somebody else. And that's really the only way it can be done. So, going through that same process, figuring out those same things, seeing what is it about myself that might need some work, why I exhibit those type of actions with somebody else, and checking out those things that's worth thinking about, making sure that I don't carry that over into the next relationship. It's just those little things that you kind of have to monitor to make sure that you're being healthy to yourself and you're being healthy with somebody else. So yeah, that's all I have for you this time. Not some long rant about how much dating sucks, just a little piece of advice of how to go about this thing and make sure that you're doing it in a healthy way, because it's not going to help you to get in a relationship with anybody. One, if you're not good on your end, and two, if you start realizing that in a relationship you are just giving away your power and you are just doing whatever you feel like it takes to keep somebody. That's also not healthy. So yeah, just make sure that if you're going about this, you're going about it the right way. Think about everything twice. Monitor your feelings. Your gut never lies to you. Like, that's something that I'm still trying to learn at 26 years old. It never lies to you. Feelings are real. Vibes are real. Like, go with that. If you get a bad feeling, go with that. If you feel really good, go with that. Like, listen to yourself. You always have a way of knowing what's right and what's wrong. Like, your insides will literally tell you. So that's it for right now. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got a good laugh at my expense in the last video. I think a lot of you did. But yeah, so until next time, see you guys.